Here we go. All right, people, we are so far delayed, and that's because Kim.
Because Adam can't shut up.
That's partially true.
That's really the right answer.
That's the right answer. You know what? Because today is Monday, and it's Marketing Monday, and I have my beautiful co-host, Shelly.
That's right. Shelly Gaddis.
She is right. I'm not even going to argue with you on any of that.
No, you shouldn't.
Of course
but
not.
The reason why we're late is because we were having such a fantastic conversation with Kim here about various different things, none of which we will get into.
Right.
Unless she wants to. But
we'll talk social media. Maybe later.
Okay.
Maybe later.
So the reason for the title is because Kim, we had a little bit of a messenger group chat going on, and Kim said that, posted one of the ideas being that social media will not save your business. And I just wanted to kind of dive right into it really quick. Give us a little bit of info on you, who you are, what your business is, how you got into social media in the first place, and then I really want to dive into that question.
Well, first of all, thanks for having me here. My name's Kim Vanderpoel. I run Fresh Impact, which is a social media and management marketing company, and I have the best job in the world because I get to help people make a fresh impact with their marketing through social media. We work with all types of businesses and individuals, from large Fortune 500 companies to just someone new entrepreneur starting up. Our sweet spot is taking a look at where they should be on social media, helping them develop a plan. If they don't have the resources to hire us, then we show them how to do the plan. If they have the resources to hire us, then we implement their plan. Long and short of it.
Man, well delivered. Almost like you'd been prepping for that.
I have been practicing.
She said that once or twice. Maybe.
Yes, I have said it. We do Facebook ads and Pinterest and LinkedIn also. So it's not just Facebook. It's
Pinterest ads and LinkedIn.
Pinterest ads and LinkedIn are all specialties also. So.
And you've kind of been leaning into LinkedIn a little bit more lately, correct? Because you and I have talked about it.
Yes. Yep. LinkedIn, I believe, is one of the most underutilized platforms for business owners to really.
So does Gary V.
Gary V. Well, I have something in common with Gary V.
Do you know who Gary Vaynerchuk is?
I do.
Oh, okay.
I was going to say, what?
Yeah, I would hope so if I'm in this
seriously,
space.
He did like a whole, not to interrupt you.
That's fine. No.
On this, but
no, that's your
podcast.
You
But I'm not a jerk to people.
No, you're very nice.
You are very nice.
Me.
No, Gary V says that TikTok and LinkedIn are like the two platforms that your business should be on in 2020.
Definitely agree. Yep. That and Google My Business. I had last week came across 5 businesses that did not have Google My Business accounts.
Okay. Real quick, if we can touch on that.
Yes.
The only thing that I have a problem with Google My Business is that Google is very flaky on the platforms that they use.
Right.
Google Plus might be a bad example, but I mean, it never really did that well. It was a floundering fish, but then it was basically a requirement that you had to be on there, and then they kind of let that die off. And I mean, they've killed off so many platforms.
They have. My take is that right now, if you play nice with Google, they're going to help show your stuff. So it does really work great for SEO. And I actually had a client that was from down south, and she's a counselor, and she was like, "You need to post to Google My Business." I'm going, no, I don't. That is a waste of time. She proved me wrong because her numbers really did increase for people calling her when we posted once a week on Google My Business.
That's awesome.
So an extra 3 minutes on a free platform.
All right, so there's the first tip of the show. We're like 5 minutes into it. Google My Business, get on it.
Right.
And to be perfectly honest, I don't even know jack about Google My Business, honestly.
Right.
It's pretty straightforward.
It is a pretty straightforward platform. Fill in all the blanks, fill in all the things. Like if they ask where your address is, your hours.
Is it kind of like a Yelp?
Kind of.
Except they don't steal money from you, and it's not a mafia scheme.
Yeah,
it's free, and
as far as the service to facing consumer,
it's just like Yelp. You can encourage people to leave reviews. It's a great way to get your name out there. You can show pictures of your video, everything. If you blog, it's a no-brainer.
I think
you can share the blogs.
But Agorapulse, I think, actually will push stuff to Google My Business.
Yep, some of them do. I haven't had the best. Like the formatting kind of gets wonky. And literally for my clients, I just set a time, like Wednesday mornings at 8, and I just go into everybody's Google My Business and update if they're offering special promos. Like it's Valentine's Day, so if you have the Share the Love promo, that would be a good one to do. They love specials and promos, and they like it when you update your hours. So if you're closed, isn't it next weekend is President's Weekend?
Yeah.
If you're closed on Monday for President's Day, go in there and just quick update your hours, and then Tuesday morning flip them back. Simple.
Damn.
Interesting.
All right. Now, you better use that.
If you have a business and a website.
Anything you want to. Just put on there ShellyGaddis.com. Like,
I mean, I do have a business. Yeah.
Yeah. There you go.
And, and local people, like if you have a brick and mortar, of course, it's a no-brainer.
Right.
Some people that are like life coaches, it's like, do I really need one or not? Maybe not. But
it's not going to hurt anything.
It's not going to hurt. And if you are blogging or even some social media posts are pretty darn long, that why not?
Yep.
Right.
It's not going to hurt you, and you can test it. That's what is the name of the game. Test it, see if it works. If it doesn't work, don't. But usually it's only a few minutes of your time.
Okay, so diving into this thing that you posted in the Messenger group chat, which is social media will not save your business. What? Lay it on us.
Okay.
Let's just go with it.
All right. We're going to go with it.
Be brutal.
You will not believe the amount of calls that I'll get from people wanting social media and because their business is in trouble, or they think that if they post to Facebook one time, and I'm going to use coaches kind of as it seems like they're a good one for that one, is that if they're posting, like, why aren't people calling? It's like, because it's not going to save your business. Social media is a tool, and what we need to do is educate people on how to use the tool. For most people, it's a free platform. You can't go on Kelloland for free. You can't go on the radios for free, but you can go on social media for free if you want to learn how to do it yourself for businesses, or you can pay somebody. So it's just a great platform.
Not to brag or anything, but I went on Kelloland like 3 times for free. Didn't pay a dime.
Well, good for you. Good for you. The average person, if they want it. So social media is a great way to stand out. It's a great way. It's an awesome tool to promote your business. But if you don't have the stuff in place, the right practices, the right principles, the stuff in place, it's not going to save your business.
And if you don't invest time and energy into it, like, that's the thing. Like, I just had this conversation with somebody the other day that's like, everything in life can come down to time and money, right? So if you're willing to invest the time, then you can save some money. If you don't want to invest the time, then you're going to spend some money. It's always a fine balance of it. Like, it has not, like, it's your kid, your house, your business, your anything. Like, it's a give and take. And if you are willing to invest the time into learning how to properly do social media, then yes, you're going to save some money. But if as a business owner, you don't have that amount of money you don't have that amount of time to invest into building a huge social media presence, then you better be ready to start putting some money towards your social media. Like, you can't expect from a free service to all of a sudden get $10,000 back in return without investing a crap ton of time into it then.
Right. And how I like to explain it when I talk to new clients about different platforms and the different way that we do process is that your basic platform is you are painting the house. You're putting in the pretty bushes. You're putting in the nice landscaping. So when people drive by, they like what you see. So they're like, it's nice. So that is like the bare minimum basic. And then the next step is when you invite them in for dinner, you're engaging, and that's asking the questions and responding back to comments. And so there's that level. And then the highest level is when you invite them to spend the night. So you have that different. Yeah, I know.
Spicy.
Saucy. We're talking about saucy.
But that's that next level. Well, not only engaging, but you're inviting. And that's that different stuff. And what a lot of the business owners that I see that are using social media, there's a lot of ones that are using some great platforms out there doing a great job. But there are some where they might put one bush in and then come back and next year that bush is dead, or they paint their house purple because everybody's painting their house purple. And next year it's like blue's the color. And that's where we run into the challenges of the social media.
Or you plant a bush and expect to be able to sell your house for $10,000 more because you planted a bush.
Right.
Like,
yeah, it's daily maintenance.
The only thing I will maybe add to this too is the only thing that I really see a lot of businesses and companies doing wrong, in my opinion, maybe you guys can weigh in on it, is that there's no personality behind what they're posting. Like, it's okay to have some fun on there and like show through, don't make it a robotic type post, just show through some humor, some fun and stuff like that. A really good example that I like to point out is dbrand phone skins. If you've ever looked them up on Twitter, it is absolutely hilarious. And they have such a huge following on there because of the fact that they actually go out of their way to insult their customers on Twitter.
Nice.
Like when the Tesla Cybertruck, when that whole thing came out, you know, and Elon throws the thing out the window and it shatters, D-Brand built an entire landing page dedicated to phone skins that won't break the glass because and like for the Cybertruck. Oh, you don't like the way the Cybertruck looks? No problem. We'll sell you a skin for that for $10,000, and then we'll sell you our phone screen that you can put over the top of your Tesla Cybertruck glass so it won't shatter. Like,
right?
Totally trolling Tesla, and it was just awesome. Like, it was just hilarious. So, I mean, you don't obviously. I'm not advocating that you go to maybe that level, but like a hospital probably shouldn't do that.
Right, showing your personality and not giving enough time. I mean, and following all the rules, like. How many posts do I have to post with a link or image? Or I can't post anything with just copy because if everyone has to have an image, test it, see what works. If you start asking engagement questions, don't stop after a couple weeks.
Yeah.
Start engaging with the engaging questions yourself and see what happens.
Yeah.
And the other thing that I see happening is that we're selling our products and not the solutions of the product. So
Keep going.
Right. So since we were talking breast earlier, breast pumps. You could sell breast pumps, or you could sell the solution of a mom being able to go to work or spend time doing something else, or dad being involved with the feeding because mom was able to pump. So he's showing that solution instead of just selling the breast pump product.
Okay. I thought you had said the opposite. That you sell the product, not the solution.
No.
And I was gonna be like,
what she said.
I was gonna be like, oh, this will be interesting because I'm gonna go with a hard no.
No,
on that one.
nope. I want you to sell the solution. And so many people come with, we're selling the product, we're selling my coaching solution. Well, your coaching may be awesome, but how is that person going to be impacted by that?
Show me the end result.
Right.
Like who did you pull out of the depths to save? You know.
We just last week on Friday. So I teach, you know that. And one of the classes that we, in one of my classes, they have to read story branding.
Yep.
And so Jeff Pickett actually came and talked to them on Friday about story branding. And that's really the whole idea behind story branding is, you know, teaching your clients or helping your clients be able to understand how is this product or service or whatever going to help the customer.
Right.
And that's what you build the story around. Like, what's the story about how this is going to make somebody's life better, or how is this going to improve, or, you know, whatever. It's not talking about me. It's finding out about them.
Right. Yeah. And on the flip side, it's
he's like dying to jump in here.
You ladies are so much fun. Like, I love talking to you. Like, this is like I'm really not trying to kiss ass, but like you're so much fun to talk to. I have to kiss Shelly's ass or else she beats me off camera.
Beat your ass.
Or has my wife beat my ass.
Right.
Right. Oh, we have a question.
Ooh.
What market? Oh, I always ask myself, what marketing strategy am I implementing besides social media in case social media is gone tomorrow? That's a great question. Like
Edgar, my man. Thank you.
I like it a lot, actually.
Right. And that is a great question, and something I've been trying to assist my clients in coming is that my husband will say to me, you do Facebook ads, but you're not advertising for yourself. Well, 99% of my business comes from this, comes from talking and stuff. And so how can we use what we know from social media and creating that relationship with the customer and clients? Can we bring that offline? So that's my ultimate goal for all my clients is we start the conversation, create that connection, but we want to build that relationship offline.
Right.
So I 100% agree.
So I'm gonna say this, but then I'm gonna lead into kind of answering what Edgar's question is. Something that I used to talk a lot about when I had my detailing business and was trying to help other detailers, and I'm a big proponent for that. What I used to say was, if people don't know who you are, they will not contact you for you to be able to sell that. And then you have to be able to, whatever you're selling, your service or your product or whatever, then has to follow up with all those expectations. But first and foremost, you're not, so everyone that's on my friends list basically is a detailer. I said, you're not a detailer. You're a marketer, and then you're a salesman, and then you're a detailer. Because if people don't know who you are, then you can't sell anything to them, and then you have to follow it up with a really great service behind all of that. Now, the answer, in my opinion, to that question is that there's a lot of things in social media that are completely parallel to anything else that you'd want to do. So, for example, right now, we're basically doing like a TV style interview. That's what podcasting is we're broadcasting live to thousands of people. We have professional mic setups. So like if social media were to go away completely tomorrow, you still have the knowledge of being able to do engaging conversations and questions with people to draw out value that then makes for really good TV interview questions, right?
Right.
If you know how to take a really good picture. I mean, photography's been around for I don't even know how long, 100 years? Like, if you learn how to take a really good picture from social media, it doesn't matter if social media goes away tomorrow because there's going to be a platform, doesn't matter what it is, that you can then use that knowledge to put it into.
Right.
Correct.
Video, audio, written word. Written word's been around for, I don't know, millennia.
Right.
We're just going to go with the millennia. Like, if you know how to write engaging content, whether it be digital or actual pen to paper, it doesn't matter. It's still skill sets that you learn that you can use for other platforms. Doesn't matter what that platform is.
Correct.
We just talked to somebody yesterday who has two really successful magazines. Mm-hmm. And here I'm thinking like magazines are dead, type of thing. And she's like, you're wrong. And I mean, magazines have been around for however long. So,
well, people said the same thing though. I feel like people say the same thing every time there's any sort of new technology that comes out, right?
Sure.
So,
right.
like, when digital or like streaming music came about, like there's never going to be radio stations anymore. There's never going to be CDs anymore. There's never going to be, and while it's probably changed and evolutionized those business or those models that had been stagnant for a very long time, it just added to it. It never really, I feel like there's so few media sources that have ever disappeared because of something.
8-track tape, but they're big and bulky.
Well, and they weren't even, in my opinion, like, I don't even think they were, like,
They're more of a tool, again.
And they were, like, a short-term fad. You know what I mean? Like, beta movies
trying to
VHS
think,
like that might be the one that has kind of gone away
I think I would actually maybe...
movies, movies, originally it was only in movie theaters, right?
Right.
And then it was, like, VHS tapes, it was beta, and then it was VHS tapes, and then it was DVDs, and so that has changed. Like, we haven't owned a DVD player in like 10 years probably. Like, we haven't owned a DVD player forever because it's a
really interesting point because that's actually a really good point. The medium hasn't exactly gone away. It's just how we consume
it is, right? Because now it's all consumed streaming or YouTube or whatever. Like that's
and just like the social platforms. Everyone I don't know about Facebook. If it works for you, use it. It may go away tomorrow. Just don't have all of your marketing dollars in Facebook. That's not smart. Do email. Do magazines.
Got to look at social media kind of like a investment option. What's the one where you can do across a whole bunch of small investments?
Diversify.
Well, it's diversifying.
Well,
but
if you're building a house, you have a toolbox full of tools.
Yeah.
When you're building your marketing plan, social media is your hammer.
Yep.
That's a very good analogy.
Kim, do you do this professionally?
I
do. Weird.
Amazing.
Yeah.
That's a great analogy, actually.
All right. So, Edgar, hopefully, Pog Kim is amazing.
Pog. It's not Pog.
Pog?
Oh my gosh, he totally insulted you, Emily. You need to slap him in the face next time you see him.
How am I supposed to pronounce that?
Pog.
Oh, you're gonna have to have Emily on the show sometime. She can talk about writing.
She's a writer.
Oh, I thought I didn't see the blue there. I thought that's what she actually wrote.
Oh.
I was like, I don't know what that's supposed to mean, but sure. Sorry, Emily. No, I wouldn't have even tried to pronounce that if I thought that was your last name. But okay.
That's a great post too. Like, your man Edgar's like, he's a beast on here, man.
What can I say? I attract talent. Look, I've got you here. I've got Kim here. Well, you attracted Kim.
Who makes all of the connections for this podcast?
Yeah, I mean, it's you.
Come on now.
Because I attracted you.
I attract the talent.
Okay, so Edgar, what's
8-track players remind me of the iPod. Nobody really buys a phone. Yeah, that's true.
Sorry, Emily. I'll buy you a coffee, I promise. Okay, so...
Well, you can start pronouncing my name wrong if you're going to start buying me coffees.
Gladys.
You already do. That's right. You owe me coffee.
What are 3 things, platforms, executions that you're really liking right now? Like in the last month, 2 months, if you don't mind giving away the trade secrets.
I'm not giving away trade secrets because I'll tell everybody. Because I want everyone to succeed. Because when we all succeed using the tools, everybody succeeds with their business, and the whole circle goes great. So Pinterest, I'm loving Pinterest. If you have the right strategy and implement that, Pinterest is amazing, especially if you're in the market where you do email marketing, any type of email marketing, any type of product sales, anything where you want people to be driven to your website. Pinterest is great. 6-month game, minimum to even start. It's just a long game, but it is such a... we search in Google, we search in YouTube and Pinterest. And Pinterest isn't a social media platform, really. It's more of a search engine platform. And it's a platform that people go there to buy. You're going to decorate your house. You start pinning pins to how to remodel your kitchen.
That's so true.
Yeah. So
I've never used Pinterest.
So I use Pinterest all the time.
And even for your car painting thing, Pinterest would be great.
Oh because please say that more to him because I can just see his face.
So
your
much
car
pain.
painting thing.
Sorry,
it's okay. I pronounced Emily's last name
right.
wrong.
Okay, Emily, I just got him back for you.
It's a garbage fire.
But Pinterest actually, right now it's a heavily female dominated, but there is more and more gentlemen going to it. And can't you imagine a lot of guys just kind of pinning all these fancy cars and how to wash cars and my whole brain. Churches using Pinterest on different product, like the authors and the Christian music and all that stuff. It's just a huge platform that is underutilized.
You know what we use Pinterest for? So I have 3 teenagers and I have a younger one too, but we use Pinterest. All of my kids get to have, that was the first first app they could ever download on their tablets or their phones or whatever, because we use it for family meal planning. And so we have meal planning boards on there, and the kids are allowed to go out and search, and that's how they come up with their meal ideas for the week. So they all have to have 1 or 2 meals every week that they help shop for. They have to add it to the grocery list and do all of that kind of stuff. But then, so we have a family meal planning board, and then now there's lots of other boards that have come off of that for, desserts and whatever else. But I bet we've been doing that for 3-4 years probably as a family. It's a fantastic tool.
It is, and it's relatively safe. And people are searching.
So then the kids then found a lot of fun off of it, because then they were able to go do, they pin all sorts of dumb crap on there that's Pokemon related or whatever. But this week, I just randomly decided last week that the kids all have to give each other Valentines, because they don't have to do Valentine's exchanges at school anymore or whatever. So I'm you guys need to love on each other a little bit. Go make something for your siblings.
Right.
So they're all Pinteresting. And honestly, they've come up with some really fun, cute ideas that they found on Pinterest. Yeah.
Nice.
Definitely. I have a grandma board on Pinterest.
Yeah.
So that I know. Yeah. But that's hidden. So you can hide your board. So if you have a business, you do want to kind of stay, you can let your personality show a little bit, but you kind of want to stay on brand.
Yeah.
So if I wanted people to know that Fresh Impact, I had a grandchild, which really wouldn't help my brand any. Right. It'd make me seem like I'm older than I am. And it wouldn't be cool. So you can hide those. So if you have a personal board.
You can be a hip grandma.
I know. If you have a personal board and you want to convert to a business account, convert to your business account. But if it doesn't make sense, like hairstyles for middle-aged women wouldn't make sense, hide it. You can still pin to it, just hide it. So that's a tip for Pinterest. My other 2 favorite is LinkedIn, of course. And then I do like Facebook, even though I was in Facebook jail a couple months ago and I about had a heart attack and thought I was going to lose my whole business. And kind of panicked me. Facebook is still a great platform. It is the olden days Yellow Pages. Everybody needs to be on it. And you can still shine and stand out a lot on Facebook.
Yeah. So for us, I notice a huge disproportionate of our website traffic comes from Instagram. And I don't know there's obvious reasons behind that. But I still really enjoy Facebook a lot as well. there's something about Instagram that I personally really don't care for.
And I think it depends on what product you have.
Yeah.
Like for social media, it doesn't really make, like I can share social media tips on Instagram, but really you're looking at the pictures.
Yep.
You're looking at products. You're looking at lifestyle. So I have a lot better engagement on my Instagram for my personal stuff than I do for my business.
Right.
It also doesn't help that Instagram is such a bear cat when it comes to the API plugin, which you and I have talked about a couple of times. I don't know why they make it so incredibly difficult to try and do efficient things on there, but
because of
really
marketers taking over the world.
Yeah, well, they're going to do it anyways. Like,
yeah, no, matter. It's just because trying to control the marketing, because unfortunately it gets icky sometimes.
Yeah.
So
I don't think that the thing about Instagram is I don't think that people actually engage. Let me rephrase that. I don't think that our generation engages on Instagram. We like to consume it and scroll on it, but we grew up with Facebook. Like, we are all so accustomed to interacting with people on Facebook versus if I look at my daughter's Instagram account, so my daughter's 14, almost 15, freshman in high school, and if I look at her Instagram account, everybody interacts with each other on their Instagram accounts. But our generation does not interact with each other on Instagram because it's a totally different...
And to be clear, like, I'm still using it. Like, we're obviously still posting
That's
on
what
it.
I mean. Like, we all still use it. It's just, it's because we didn't grow up with it, though, I don't think. Like, I feel like that's like...
Same thing with, like, YouTube comments. Never commented on anything on YouTube, ever. Because I treated it like Netflix, Hulu, and everything like that.
Right.
I mean, there's just a whole community, like, on
But that's
YouTube.
what they grew up with. Like, they've grown up with, that's how they, like Kate, that's all she will ever know. Like, there's no doubt in my mind that she will never, ever know that you can actually, like, watch. I shouldn't say never, ever, but she won't understand, like, watching a TV show like an ABC or like a Grey's Anatomy or like something like that. Like, she will only consume her TV through YouTube channels or through that sort of, like, that's the only way that she's ever going to realize. Like, this kind of became obvious to me the other day, actually, because like there's 8 million streaming channels out there now, right?
Is that an exact number?
Actually, I think it's like 8,342,231-ish, somewhere in there.
Coming with the stats. You came prepared.
You have no idea how big my brain is. But so anyway, we have Netflix, we have Hulu, we have Disney Plus, and then of course like YouTube and stuff like that is on there. But my kids are like, you're the only person that watches TV on Hulu, Mom. Like, you're the only one that uses the Hulu account. And they're absolutely right. Like, when and it never really dawned on me that way, because I was like, well, we have Hulu because we got rid of cable. Like, we got rid of cable like 10 years ago. Yep. But like, the kids don't even realize that that's a thing, that you like sit down and watch half-hour or 45-minute TV shows because they consume it all through, they watch movies through YouTube. They watch, like, I was like, what are you watching the other day? Toy Story 4. Like, she's watching it through Disney Plus or through YouTube. She's not watching. Occasionally they'll watch something on Netflix, but like usually it's like something old or whatever. But
can I interject a personal thing?
Please.
This is actually something that I've been not necessarily struggling with, but I now very rarely watch anything on Netflix, Hulu, or anything like that, other than maybe just like an actual movie that I know that I want to watch. And for a little while, I couldn't exactly figure out the reason why was. And the reason why is because I don't learn anything from watching a Netflix, Hulu, Disney Plus, or anything like that. I don't learn anything. I've been watching disproportionately way more YouTube lately, and I have an Apple TV, so it's like it just streams right to that. But there's very specific channels that now those are my weekly shows that I watch. And the reason why is there's one or two on there that are strictly for entertainment purposes, but I'm learning something from every one of those shows, quote unquote shows that I watch. And now when I try to watch something that's like, I don't know, on Narcos or The Messiah or something like that. Like, I'm just sitting there. I'm like, I'm literally learning absolutely nothing at all. But, you know, Jess, my wife, she still obviously likes to watch some of those things. So I've just kind of come to the realization that I need to, when she's watching her thing, I need to just like read a book or listen to a podcast or something like that, because I don't know what it is right now, but I just always want to be just learning something 24/7 all the time, whether that be through a podcast or, because I view podcasts as almost like miniature books. Because I was listening to a podcast yesterday, Ed Milet. If you guys want to listen to Ed Milet's show, he had Inky Johnson on. I don't know if you guys know who Inky Johnson is, but motivational speaker, phenomenal story that the guy has. And I was learning so much about perspective and like his struggles and stuff like that, that I'm sitting here thinking to myself, it was either this or listen to radio where it's just music constantly and then like ads for half the day, and then maybe they have someone on for like 5 minutes that you might be able to pull some value out of it. And I just cannot imagine not listening or reading or watching something where I'm not learning something that I can implement into my everyday life at this particular point in time.
Interesting. Do you with your clients, do you only do social media, or do you all sorts? Like, do you have any clients that you recommend them to start doing like podcasting or YouTube or like that kind of stuff as part of their content?
Depending on what their goals are. Yes. Yep. And we do other things besides social media. So a lot of times, actually it was Emily when I was visiting with her one time. She goes, and I don't watch TV. So
what's Emily's last name?
I didn't know.
It's like Rogue.
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 All right.
She goes, is there like chef something on TV, like chef, I don't know, where they have all the ingredients.
Master Chef?
Yes, there's all these ingredients in the fridge and you just take all that and you make a meal.
Yeah.
She said, that's kind of what I do with social media, is that you have all these different things and then we just help bring it in, because it's a lot of times it's overwhelming. People just don't know where to start. They don't know. They hear all these different rules and stuff. We just help bring it in and we help make a plan and then we help make the steps. But we do help people with, we have a few that we do all their email advertising for. So they're setting it up. I have a team that works with me. Instagram engagement. I am not your girl to engage on Instagram, but I have a phenomenal team member that is knocking it out of the park. So so we do all of it. We used to do websites, but now I refer to my colleague to do the websites. Just from
Who's your
lack of
colleague?
time.
What was her name? Teresa?
Teresa Shep.
Lovely lady.
Yes, very much so.
The lovely tea.
Yes. The lovely tea. Yes.
Chopped. That's what she was referring to.
Yes.
Emily was
okay.
calling you
yes.
chopped.
Emily's still watching. Okay.
Yeah.
Damn it, she's still here.
Oh, I'm so nervous. Okay, so where do you want to take this then? Where do you want to go? We're on the Yellow Brick Road.
Where do I want to go?
Yeah.
I don't know. What was one of the other questions you asked? Honestly, I don't remember now what the other thing was.
All right, let's.
I really like the path of like, how does a business owner understand, like, so if they come to you, so when business owners are coming to you and saying, I need to fix my business by starting a social media channel or by doing more social media or whatever, like, how do you fix that mindset in their head? Because it's a very common problem, obviously, right? So like, how do you fix that for them, and how do you help them start correcting that mindset in their head?
Right. First of all, we start educating them.
Stop looking at the
awesome.
Don't stop looking at the laptop.
Please keep commenting to him, Emily. I'm loving this.
First of all, educating them, asking them what their goals are, and having them, kind of like when.
I'm so sorry.
When you work with your spouse or your children or trying to, anybody is teaching them. A lot of times, if they've already had a social media, like they've been posting to Facebook or LinkedIn, we have a phenomenal audit that we do, and we'll go through it, and then I'll actually put action steps. Like, if you have a cover photo on Facebook and you do not have the URL attached to it, you're wasting real estate. So make sure you attach your URL. Simple tips like that. So showcasing exactly how to optimize the platform, and then again, what are their goals, and then developing quick wins so they don't get discouraged, and then actionable steps that they can carry forward.
That is totally like, again, she must be a professional doing this.
Yeah. It's like you've been doing this a little while.
I have been. And
how long have you been doing? Like, when did you start Fresh Impact?
Fresh Impact about 6 years ago.
But you had been doing like marketing stuff before Fresh Impact, though, right?
I did. No.
No?
I was a nurse. I was a health and wellness coach.
Well, I mean, I knew you were in that field, like
right.
But I was thinking that you were somehow like in like marketing.
So I was in it before I did it full time. I did Fresh Impact for 2 years, part time while I was working full time.
Okay, maybe that's what I was thinking.
Yep, and then I've been doing it full time, I think, 4 or 5 years, and we still retain quite a few of our same clients, which in this industry that's
kind of unheard of, honestly.
Is amazing.
Yeah.
That's great.
But I think what sets us apart is that, one, we're doing social media all the time, so we're staying in the business, we're working on it, so we see what's working, and we review the client stuff, their content and their metrics every couple months. Like, is this meeting their goal? And we change really quickly. Where, this isn't working, let's try this, or this is working really great, let's try this on other platforms.
So for your particular business, like, do you have an ideal client? Like, I feel like everybody has kind of gone down with marketing stuff, at least. Like, people try to go down this, like, you have to be super niche. Like, they only work with interior designers, or they only work with, businesses that are over $500,000 in sales revenue, or like, everybody tries to super niche. And I'm not saying that's a bad thing. I'm just asking if that's what you do in your business.
I spent a lot of sleepless nights trying to figure out how to niche. And we work with a plastics warehouse company. We work with authors. We work with MLMs. We work with home care agencies. So we work with a large variety of agencies. We custom cater the social media to what their goals and needs are. Where it's easier for me to work with anybody in the health agency because I'm a nurse, so I've got that background. I have a garden center that we are working with. I love flowers, so it's very easy for me, and so then I tend to overwork for them.
Yeah.
So that's it. Right now, our company is shifting just a little bit. We have had really great success working with a company that is in an industry that has a hard time retaining employees. And so we did ad campaigns recruiting employees, and at the same time did a marketing strategy showcasing their company culture through social media. And they had phenomenal success last year. So we're kind of shifting a little bit. That's a new passion that I'm really into. It's a little bit different twist because people don't think of using social media to showcase their company culture necessarily.
Yeah. And you and I sat down and talked like a couple weeks ago, and you were kind of telling me about this, and I thought it was just awesome. Like, people, first of all, the company being willing to take that risk to do it in the first place, because that's not the norm,
right?
From what I see. And kudos to them, first of all. And
interesting enough, so like, we show up. We're the ones that are going to show up for you on social media. But if I was doing social media for you and I showed up and I had all the cute pictures, everything, when you show up as a person, it's going to increase the engagement. When we work for this client, we showed up, we did awesome stuff, we had great stuff on it, but the thing that really helped was Mom was so proud of son Ted, so she shared it on her Facebook page, and her best friend knew that her son needed help. And that is the beautiful thing about social media.
Yeah.
And I still believe, even like for instance, this is a perfect case in point. Like, we have this Marketing Monday page, we have all of this, but like, our engagement when we are doing it on our personal pages is way higher because the people that we surround ourselves with care about us, and they care about what we are into, and they care about what...
You hope so anyways.
They care about us. We surround ourselves with good people.
Yes, we do.
That's why Kim's in.
Yes, and they know, like, and trust you.
Absolutely. Yes, that's a fantastic... Yep. Like, if somebody hasn't ever heard that, like... That's the first time somebody said that to me. I was like, yeah, that's exactly what it is.
Right. So, like, if you're going to hire a babysitter, do you randomly just pick somebody up without interviewing and stuff? And it's like, for my industry, it's the same.
Right.
I have their babies, their businesses. It's a very, very important little piece of their business that if they don't know me and like me and trust me, it's going to be really hard for me to ever succeed in helping their business.
So then how does a small business get people to know, like, and trust them through social media? Like, are there specific things that you would recommend a small business owner doing on social media to kind of build that reputation or that community for themselves online?
First of all, find the platform where your peoples are. So and Facebook is always almost a given, but then making sure that the platforms you're invested in, you don't need to be on all 6, 7, 8 platforms.
Right.
Find out which one you're going to be in, and then develop a plan to show up consistently. Because I don't remember if I shared with you, it's kind of like if Adam and I had a date for lunch.
Ooh, I'm liking where this is going already.
Yeah, well, you might not like it. So we're there. You might
going.
not like
She
it,
is
okay?
good.
I'm really good at.
ditch
I'm
you.
batting 0 for 0. I've got Emily mad at me. I got Shelly mad at me. Like, you might as well.
Well, and so we have this date plan, and I don't show up. And so Adam's like, well, that's kind of weird. That's not like him. But
Did she
didn't
show up and see who was there, and then she
You
left?
ghosted me?
I ghosted you. So then it's like, all right, and I message you, say, oh, Adam, sorry, I got busy. Let's plan again in 2 weeks. Well, then in 2 weeks, if I don't show up, your trust in me ever showing up is going to start to decrease.
Yep.
Right.
That's the same thing that happened. So I posted January 1st, Happy New Year, and then I don't show up again until Memorial Day. Well, you've not developed any trust. They don't know that you care about them, that you're showing any interest in them. And
Right.
so, and then showing content that either is educational, entertainment, engagement.
That's not just selling constantly.
Nope. Actually, on your business page, 3 posts should be about your client. 1 post should be about you.
Yep.
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 And then using your personal page. You wouldn't believe how many people that I go to that own a business, I go to their Facebook personal page, and I have no idea what they flip and do.
I know. It drives
It's
me
like,
insane.
that is free real estate, people. Put a link so that I can get to your Facebook page.
Hold on.
Yes.
We're going to go to the classic response to this. My personal page is for my personal stuff. My friends don't want to see my business.
Okay. Drop the mic.
Yeah. No! Don't do that. Your friends should care about your business, and if you have
And if
friends
they
that
don't care about your business,
you
then
should
they're not
probably
your
delete 'em.
friend.
Share everything to your personal page.
And
Yes.
even if you don't share your personal life, at least make it easy for people to find you and work with you. If I'm going to pick you to do my car detailing, I am going to spend 1 minute trying to find your phone number. And if I have to spend more than that,
Hold on. We're going to give a real life example to this. Okay.
Okay.
You and I, we're going to a speed networking event. Okay. This is the real life version of someone who doesn't post to their personal page or have any information on there of what they do. They go to a speed networking event. Hi, I'm Adam. So nice to meet you. What do you do? Just stand there silently. Awesome. Okay, cool. See, I paint cars. What do you do? People, that's not a good way to have a conversation. Like, that doesn't work.
right. And social media, again, is connection and creating the communication.
I'm so fired up about this.
It's just so, like, some of these things are just so simple. Like, there's obviously some things that are, like, granular, that there's, like, things that you can do.
Right.
Real quick, just as a quick aside, Justin and I, my business partner, we were just going back and forth here a couple of days ago about whether or not we should do 30 hashtags or we've been just kind of experimenting with 8 or 10 hashtags on Instagram. And I said, well, all I've been noticing from what I've noticed, we did 30 hashtags and we're getting relatively the same exact engagement if we do less hashtags, but we make sure that they're the right hashtags. And what I've noticed over the top of everything else is as long as, like, there's a good quality picture and good caption there's a purpose behind it instead of, hey, look what I did today.
Right.
right.
That's what's worked the best. Like, there's little things like that obviously you just kind of pick up over time, but, like, for gosh sakes, people, just, like, try to think about what you would do in real life. Like,
Definitely.
it's just not that, I don't know, it's not that crazy.
I totally agree with you.
Boy.
That's a first for today.
It is, actually.
Bam! There you go, Emily.
Got both of us agreeing.
About done. Well, on that
Probably
note, we're probably
agrees.
going to need to end this here pretty soon.
Are we? Oh, no. Oh, yeah, it's like 1:30. Or, well, no.
1:40.
We started late anyways.
We did, but it's still almost been an hour.
So, 2 things if I can ask you about it. I don't remember the second thing right off the top of my head now, but email marketing. You said that you've kind of that you're kind of heavy into email marketing. What, for you, have you noticed has worked well with email marketing as far as, like, the actual structure and sound and voice of the actual email itself? Are we still doing, like, the typical thing where it's like buy, or from me, buy me, or how are you writing your emails for your clients right now?
The clients that are using the strategy of, again, communication and developing that relationship tend to have a higher open rate, that people are building that trust. The reason why we promote email marketing is that what's the most things that people do in the morning when they get up is they pick up their phone and they open your email. So you're
Not
actually in bed with a lot of people.
I don't either.
A lot of people, though, that's what they do.
Yeah.
They open their emails, and so they're right there. And so it's just a great way. It's a great tool that you own the emails, where Facebook could close tomorrow and you
Yep.
didn't. So
That's true.
Totally agree.
Yeah, and definitely having the email, don't just send an email out just because it's Monday and you need to send an email out, having a purpose behind that email. And again, consistency.
And I guess I lied. Like, I do look at my emails, but I don't look. So I get up and I will like scroll my whatever that's called, like the header thing saying like these are for the most recent 5 emails or whatever. And of course I'm not going to I don't open any of the like selling things for like Old Navy or whatever unless I'm actually going to Old Navy. Like those things always just sit in my inbox. But like if I see something like, oh, my kid's teacher emailed, so I do actually scan all my emails.
Right.
So to that extent, like
Or
if there's something that grabs me that's like, oh, I should probably take a look at this, then
Right. Or if there's a certain person you follow online, just for lack of thinking it, like Rachel Hollis. If you're a Rachel Hollis fan and you're following her, and chances are Monday morning, if she sends an email, I don't know if she does or not, but if she did, and you like her stuff, you're going to open that to be inspired for Monday morning.
That's true.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like you're almost anticipating that text message from a good friend of yours type of situation.
Right. Or providing value.
Rachel Hollis is a good friend of mine.
Well, you should get her on the show. I would really greatly appreciate you doing that for us. I have this wonderful email app that I use called Spark that it doesn't even send me any email notifications until like 9 a.m. or something like that. Anyways, we're not going to get into the whole emailing thing, but I was just curious because I find that a lot of people don't want to do email marketing because they're so used to just getting spammed.
Right.
And maybe not spammed, but like pointless emails that there's no personality behind it. There's no emotion to it. It's just like,
or it serves no purpose. So like I kind of beat myself up because I take care of my clients really well, but it's kind of like the shoemaker, kids not having shoes. It's really hard to sometimes get your own business taken care of.
Yeah.
So I beat myself up. Like I can't get my marketing. I can't get my emails out. It's whatever. So I started a marketing Monday tip. So I send one tip. It's usually 2 sentences long. And I always have a picture of fresh flowers, fresh impact, fresh flowers, kind of trying to, and you wouldn't believe the response and the open rate. Because it doesn't have to, it's not.
They know you're not ever selling them anything, and it's going to be useful for them.
It's not. It's one tip.
Yep.
Just very simple. And it's like, it started as try it. That's my encouragement to people. Try it. If you have an idea, try it and see if it works. And if it don't, then recorrect. But I tried it, and right now it's working. So we're going to do it.
It's awesome.
So something that I've been doing lately, if just to kind of keep the conversation going a little bit, but I really enjoy doing some very light editing and Adobe Premiere and some Lightroom editing and stuff like that. Like, I'm not great at it by any means, but the thing I was struggling with a little while ago was I don't necessarily care about people's opinions and stuff like that, but because it's the videos and stuff that I'm editing are Clarity Coat, and I want those videos and everything to be shown in the best light possible, I was like, well, I'm doing all this editing, but I'm not doing anything with it. And of course, I'm fine just leaving it on my computer, but I'd really like to just get it out there and do something with it. But it's not good enough quality to post to YouTube, Facebook, or anything like that for what our brand represents. Not because I care about people's opinion, but that's what our brand represents. So I started posting it to TikTok because it's relatively unknown at this point in time. It's nowhere near what our customer base is, but it's just a creative outlet that I have 1 minute that I have to get a compelling story put together, edited, and everything like that. And I've been really enjoying doing that. I've only got 2 videos up right now, but that's because I'm out of content that I can't really do anything with it. But I just now remembered my second question, so I'm glad I went into that. What do you do to stay on top of motivation, ideas on what to do with social media for your customers, is there particular blogs that you read, or do you just kind of see what's happening and then just kind of like, hey, let's try this out?
A mixture of both. So
Okay.
I belong to a couple different organizations that are like membership sites that all are focused on social media managers and what we're doing. I follow a lot of the industry experts like Gary Vee, kind of just to see what's up to date. And then I watch what's working. And then I do like to think outside that box a little bit. I'm not afraid to like, hey, how about we try this and see if it works, and doing that. So I kind of combine.
Do you have
all
two
of
or
it.
three customers that are totally just down for whatever? Like, yeah, let's just whatever you think, Kim.
Yeah, some of them are.
That's awesome.
Yeah,
Good
some
for
of them are.
good for you, 2 to 3.
Yeah, good for my yeah. Like, hey, let's try this, or and some of them I can feel very confident that I can just do it. And then by the way, this is what I did because we built 5 years of trust. And a couple other ones, I'll just say, hey, I have this idea. What do you think? And then we'll implement that.
I have this idea that I really want to talk about.
Go for it.
Are you sure?
Yeah.
Okay. So, kind of goes back to the creative thing. And there's this idea that I had when I worked at Optimum that I really wanted to do. And we may or may not be bringing on a chemical detailing line to Clarity Coat just to sell for our applicators and everything. And this idea that I really wanted to do was to get totally stranded in some state.
I know about this already.
Do you?
Yeah, you've already told me this.
I know. Well, I guess I don't know that I did, but I've told a couple of people about it. But I know for a fact I haven't told you about
No,
it.
you haven't.
Get stranded in a state, and I have just a couple of detailing chemicals, and then I have to then detail my way back home. And I wanted to vlog and video the whole experience. So, like, for example, I just have a couple of detailing chemicals, and then I'm stranded in California, and I have to detail enough cars and make enough money to buy myself a plane ticket to get back home and, like, video the whole thing. I don't know why I think that would be so much fun, but it's so, like, off the wall and different than what everybody else in the industry is doing that I'm not scared to, like, I would actually literally throw my wallet away and, like, do that. One, because I'm confident that I could do it in the first place, but two, just because I think it'd be so much fun to do that anyways. Like, if you challenged me, I bet you can't make enough money in 3 weeks to buy a plane ticket to London. I'll do it in 2. Like, come on. And, like, just stuff like that I would have just a lot of fun with.
That would be a lot of fun. And I'd challenge you further. If you're detailing cars, why fly home? Why don't you drive home and then make it like...
Well,
you could do a lot of different things.
You could.
Like...
But the only reason why I was thinking fly instead of drive is because to rent a car is super cheap and gas is super cheap. Because to drive from California back home, a rental car would cost me like maybe $200, $250. And then like the actual gas would, let's just call it another $200, which is probably way overdoing it. But that's probably what it would cost. And the only reason why I was thinking the plane ticket is because that's like $600-$800 or something like that. Like it's a higher
dollar. Okay,
higher dollar amount.
Yeah.
And like, I mean, I thought about like making a road trip across the U.S. and I have to detail cars all the way across the U.S. just to get back home, or something like that. And
you can
get stranded in Europe.
Oh, that would be fun.
Like, I'm totally down.
Right.
I have a one-way ticket to France, and I've got these chemicals, and now I have to make enough money to get myself back home.
Sounds like a TV show more than it does a...
I don't know. I just really want to do it.
It does, honestly, though. Yeah. But from that perspective, like, that really could be, like...
Set up in a Walmart parking lot.
But, like, that's a YouTube. Like, that's a 10-spot, TV show, right? Like, on YouTube or whatever. Like, that's the type of marketing that
get on
out
SpaceX
there.
And then just get ejected out into space. And, like, I have to make enough money, $10,000 for Elon to send me back down. Okay, so
I don't think Elon's going to send you
But
home.
the reason why I bring that up is because I'm not really afraid to do things outside of the box, but it is so apparent to me when I talk to other people that they're just kind of like, okay, but what are other people doing? And I should just kind of do that. Like, let's just go with the safe option.
And I have some that are very safe, conservatives, but sometimes taking that little bit of risk, you might be surprised at what kind of results. And you know what? Most of the time you can hit the delete button if it doesn't work.
Yeah. And what I was just telling somebody, I think on the podcast yesterday, or maybe it wasn't
last week. You do realize we don't record it yesterday.
You know what? Spending time with you is so much fun that it just feels like yesterday. But
it's the second time you said it today. That's why I brought it
48 hours, everyone's forgotten about anything that you've ever done.
Right.
In 48 hours.
Right.
Nobody's going to remember that. You might have like a couple of close buddies that'll give you crap about it at the bar, but
that's if you make a mistake. Sometimes though, if what you post on social media can make an impact, that it can really change people and their lives too.
Yeah.
You know, so most of the time when you they forgive you, like they forget about it. But sometimes I've seen where social media has really been, it's a powerful tool when used correctly.
Yep. Okay, so we're getting to the last part of the show, right?
Yeah.
This last part of the show, Kim, you can talk about whatever you want. You can.
I wasn't prepared for this.
I know you weren't.
We don't ever want people to be prepared for this.
You can talk about anything you want to. If there's anything that you want people to know about, or if you want people to contact you somehow, like this is your 5-10 minutes that you can talk about.
I mean, you can talk about your dog. You can talk about what you ate for lunch. You can talk about we can talk about the thing that you're so passionate about right now. If you want to go there,
I might start
that's
crying.
totally up to you.
Well, first of all, thanks for having me here and letting me talk about social media. It really is a passion, and I am really lucky to be able to help
awesome.
people use the tool to impact their business. So I'm very excited about that. Right now, we are running, and if you're interested and you're stuck, we're running an audit and action promo. Like, we will audit you. We will tell you action steps. I'll do a video, and I'll set up a 30-minute consult with you.
Nice.
That information is on our website.
Which
is?
FreshImpactLLC.com.
Nice.
So, yep, if people are interested. Otherwise, we're just rocking it. We're just,
Awesome.
Yeah.
Nothing else you want to say?
I just invite people to just keep showing up and keep testing. If it doesn't work today, it might work tomorrow. That's my biggest advice.
You should join Kim at Coffee and Conversations.
Yep, Coffee and Connections every 2 weeks. Connections, but it's a lot of conversing. So every 2 weeks, a group of women meet at Queen City from 8 to 9:30. You do not have to show up on time. We have people that show up at 9:30. We try to leave at 9:30. The other day it was 11 because people are like chatting, but
they get caught up in the conversation.
They did get caught up in the conversation. And what's beautiful about this is the only rule we have is we're not there to sell ourselves. We're really just to connect and support other business women. Sorry, guys, you have to have the right parts to show up for this one. So, yes. But, yep, so we have that, and it's a lot of fun. Every week, or a couple weeks, every other week, new people show up. And when it works, a lot of people come. Sometimes it's the lowest we've ever had is like 6 or 8 people, and sometimes we're up to 40.
Yeah, you guys look like you have a fun group going there.
Fun fact, that group is one of the reasons why I bought noise-canceling Sony headphones. Because, like, when you guys, at points when it's like a big group of people.
It is loud.
It gets loud in there.
I'm so thankful they just keep letting us come.
Yeah.
Like,
it's a great group though. Like I would never ever, I mean, I don't want that to sound like I'm complaining.
No,
like,
it's loud.
It's a good
I mean,
complaint.
some days I'm like, I think I need to go to the bathroom just to like calm myself down.
Yeah.
It's a little intense, but it's really fun in this lab. And you don't have to be a business owner to participate. We had someone the other day that attended. She's new to town, didn't know where to get plugged in, and she's going to be a law student.
Nice.
We had another lady this summer that doesn't own her own business, but kind of just kept watching us from the side. Mm-hmm. And she was friends with somebody, and they invited her, and she goes, I don't have a business, but you guys look like people I should know. And it just like melted my heart. The plus side is that know, like, and trust that we're like, this Coffee and Connections is basically social media in real life.
Yep.
Right.
And the amount of business that has been getting done, and 2 insurance agents, like completely different opposite businesses, like one's Allstate, one's State, I don't remember the 2. Since Coffee and Connections, they meet every month to learn how they can collaborate because they can't always serve the right person with the right services. So they are competitors, but through Coffee and Connections, they developed a friendship, and now they're collaborating. And that is the beautiful part of it.
That's awesome.
That's really cool.
Yes.
All right.
Impacting lives. Impacting social media.
Impacting lives.
Fresh impacting lives. Yes.
Freshly impacting lives. It's crazy.
I know.
All right, Kim, thank you so much for coming on.
Thank you.
It's been
Thanks for
such
letting
a great...
me having me and you.
Having all of us every day.
All of us together.
All right. Next week, just so that our studio audience knows what's happening next week, Adam thinks he needs to get out of South Dakota or something. Mm-hmm. So I am having the amazing...
The astonishing, good-looking...
Talented... Thaddeus Geed is going to be with me next week.
Stoic on the outside.
I am so excited for this.
Flower on the inside.
Wow. I wonder if that's watching and just heard him being called a flower. All right. On that note, peace out, Brussels sprout, and tune in next week.
See you guys.